Batina is a port village on the right bank of the Danube in Baranja. Eastern Croatia. It has important geographic position.
Germany was isolated and abandoned by its allies. The Germans were going to the French-German border, evacuating forces from the Mediterranean. They wanted to stay longer in the Balkan because of the oil fields in Hungary. The Soviet army progressed towards the Yugoslav border.
The Batina operation is the joint action of the troops of the 3rd Ukrainian Front of the 12th Corps of the National Liberation Army, the Partisans.
In September 1944, Marshal Tito went to Moscow, where he signed an agreement on cooperation with the Soviet government.
The Soviet is breaking the new defense line on the right bank of the Danube, taking the bridgehead and going towards Budapest. The partisans are liberating Baranja from the Germans.
Due to the bad weather and short preparation, it was necessary to use the existing resources. In Vezdan and Apatin, they collected 7 formations and 3 civil motorboats, 27 barges and 180 fishing boats.
At midnight on 10th-11th November 1944, they began the operation but concluded that Batina can only be taken by the direct attack. At dawn, 11th November, one troop of the Vojvodina's 12th Brigade crossed the Danube in small fishing boats, surprised German soldiers and took over 20 houses in the eastern part of Batina. They rejected several German attacks. The 12th Brigade occupied almost the whole village on that day and went to the pyramid, also known as the Hill 169, or the Bloody Hill. It is located 200 meters southwest of the monument.
12th of November, the German forces brought new reinforcement, strong artillery and air support. The situation on the bridgehead became critical. In Batina's main street, dramatic battle was held between the partisans with the Soviet artillery and German tanks. 13th of November, German forces made a stronger counter-attack and pushed the partisan army on the narrow belt along the coast and along the northeastern part of the village. After several tries of the partisan and Soviet units, they again took over Batina.
Very difficult battles were held for the pyramid, Hill 169, or how it was named by the soldiers the Bloody Hill. The Hill 169 passed from the partisans to Germans' hands several times. It was important for both sides because of the Hill 169 domination over the environment and Danube. The railway station was also important. In the battles for railway station and communication Batina's Zmajavac, the partisan army suffered many losses. The partisan forces finally occupied Hill 169 and repelled the Germans 1 kilometer south of it.
In order to speed up the operation, the preparations to set up the Fonton Bridge began on the November 15th. The Germans did not reveal the preparation. About midnight November 15 to November 16, the task was executed. The bridge capacity was small, 16 tons. The partisan and Soviet forces and artillery crossed over the bridge. At dawn on November 16, the bridge was taken apart, so the enemy would not reveal and destroyed it. But it was revealed and destroyed a few days later.
Battles in Baranja. On the 19th November, the German defensive line from Drž to Zmajavac was broken. Continuous shelling from Soviet Katyusha mine thrower. Constant attacks on the German positions. After fighting for each house, the Russians and the partisans occupied Zmajavac and Suza and came to Kneževi Vinogradi. The Germans wanted to establish a new line of defense: Vardarac, Lug, Grabovac, Kneževi Vinogradi, Branjina, Luboševica. Until November 25th, there were street fights in Kneževi Vinogradi, and on 26th of November was taken by the Russians and the partisans.
The Germans wanted to keep the communication between Osijek and Beli Manastir, from where they were getting help over the Drava.
27th of November. The partisans interrupted the communication between Osijek and Beli Manastir by taking over Darda, the important crossroad.
German defense line was the Bolsheviks, Beli Manastir and Grabovac Kneževi Vinogradi. The Russians occupied Beli Manastir, cut off the communication between Beli Manastir and Pécs, and continued advancement in Hungary. The Batina monument is called a victory. The author is Antun Augustinčić. It was revealed on November 9, 1947. It was built to express gratitude to the soldiers of the Soviet Army who died for the liberation of these areas. It is located 200 meters from the so-called Pyramid Hill, 169, also known as Bloody Hill.
The monument is 26.5 meters tall. At the top of the pillar is a 7-meter tall female figure in a motion with a torch and a sword in the hand. It resigns a symbol of victory. The battle is shown on the side reliefs. On the right side are the scene groups, a group of Soviet Army officers, beginning of the crossing, soldiers crossing the Danube, a warship and a tank on the barge. On the left, dramatic moments of partisan fight to conquer the bridgehead. The German soldiers are shown in panic.
There are ready army soldiers fighting orders to join the big fight. There is a mass grave which remains of 1,297 soldiers of the Red Army as a part of the monument. Each year, the Victory Day, the tribe participates to Batina's victims. We learned Batina's battle was one of the most difficult battles during the World War II in this part of Europe. It was a joint action of the 3rd Ukrainian Front of the Red Army and the partisans of Vojvodina. It was a part of a larger operation to liberate the southern Hungary and Budapest. The entire Baranya was freed from the German occupation on November 29, 1944.